All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig in a Pickle Crew Show. Hope everybody's having a great day. Was at 49er camp. We're doing a little live video from camp, just kind of doing a thumbs up, thumbs down, stock up, stock down video on the first couple of days of training camp. Let's go right through it. We won't waste any time. Of course, we're brought to you by Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in both spots from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. You will not be unhappy if you check them out, for sure. What does it say there, Kev? Look, an issue going on there. I can't see any of the comments. Okay. All right. And of course, we are also brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. Check them out in Pacific Grove. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California. Call Anthony Catania at 831-521-5264 for all your sports cards and collectibles needs. All right. We're 3 practices into training camp, and we thought we would go into a stock up, stock down video on the first 3 days. So you got to remember this. It's a limited sample size. We haven't seen Brandon Ayuk play. He's a hold in. We haven't seen Trent Williams play. He's a holdout. So Williams is at home. Ayuk is there. Neither are practicing with the team. All right, stock up, stock down. First of all, stock up. First guy, definitely Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy looks great. I mean, he really does. His balance, his motion, the work that he's done, how, he's in lockstep with Cowing. He's in lockstep with Pearsall. He's done field reps. He's done practice reps. He's done film. He looks stronger. He knows the offense better. Brock Purdy's getting better. And if you think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl, the number one reason that you think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl is because of Brock Purdy and Brock Purdy's improvement. And there's no question that Brock Purdy stock is way up. And I think there's a chance that the 49ers could win the Super Bowl this year simply because Brock Purdy is that improved. The quarterback makes such a difference, is such a big factor that, to me, just having Brock Purdy alone improve dramatically means that that's a major, major factor in the 49ers getting better. So stock up Brock Purdy. Stock down, I'm going to go Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs doesn't look like much. Mechanics are all over the place, very inconsistent, doesn't do anything consistently from one snap to the next. Just kind of looks like a guy who is good enough to get you beat. And he's a paper prospect. He's a prospect that looks good on paper, but he's not really a good player. And I think it's pretty obvious. He's been outplayed by Brandon Allen this week. And just his ball placement's all over the place. He's a little early. He's a little late. He's a little up. He's a little down. He's just a little off. I'll just say that. He's a little off. And I'll go further as to say that if the Niners have to lean on Josh Dobbs to win games, they're going to win none. No games. I really don't think Dobbs can win any games, which is why I'm kind of concerned about that backup quarterback spot, because he's the leader right now to be the backup. So Brandon Allen didn't look good, but Dobbs looked worse. So stock up Brock Purdy. He's getting nothing but better. Stock down Josh Dobbs. The Josh Dobbs that we saw on national TV go against the Bears late in the year, who looked awful. He threw like 5. He had 5 turnovers. He could have had like 9. That's the Josh Dobbs that I see in camp. He doesn't look good to me. So I don't know what to say about Dobbs. And Allen doesn't look a whole lot better, and Mordecai doesn't even get out there. So I don't know what to say. If Brock Purdy goes down, they're screwed. We'll just leave it at that. Stock up J.P. Mason. And we say this every year, but this guy looks so good in camp. I mean, he's got contact balance. He's got speed. He's got cutting ability. He just looks really good. J.P. Mason looks terrific. And every time he gets the ball, he looks better. So stock up on J.P. Mason. Stock down, Isaac Guerrero. Guerrero looked pretty good the other day, but then, he pulled his hamstring. He's probably going to miss a significant amount of time. He's got big hamstrings. Guys who have big hamstrings miss a lot of time when they pull them. So stock down on Guerrero just because of the pulled hamstring. Stock up, Jacob Cowing, wide receiver, rookie from Arizona. He looks great. He's wearing 83. He's quick. He's fast. He gets separation. He's got good hands. He's got good route running ability. And you can just tell this guy's going to be a player right out of the chute. Really, really good player. Separates vertically, but he's very precise in his movements, and he's got good hands, good ball skills. So Jacob Cowing, definitely, stock up on Jacob Cowing. Stock down, I'm going to say Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell had 2 dropped punts. Ronnie Bell, I don't know if he's a punt returner or not, but the job that is open includes being a punt returner. So if you want to make the team, you better be able to catch some punts. And the fact that Ronnie Bell muffed 2 punts is not good, especially not when there's a lot of other options. The 49ers have a bunch of other options. So stock down on Ronnie Bell. Stock up on Braden Willis. Braden Willis looks like he's not just going to make plays, but he's going to make big catches in the pass game down the field. Another guy that I think Brock Purdy's going to love. Why? Because Braden Willis gets separation, and he gets separation down the field. And if you get separation and you get open down the field, Brock Purdy is going to find you. There's no question. So I like the potential of Braden Willis. Stock is way up on him. Stock is down on Logan Thomas. I saw him drop a couple footballs today. He's big. He's 6'6". He's been in the league. He's a converted quarterback. He's had some success, but he's also had injuries and huge inconsistencies, and we're already seeing those inconsistencies in camp. So I would say stock down on Logan Thomas, despite the fact that he might only be the only established veteran tight end really on the roster outside of Eric Saubert is him, Logan Thomas. But so far, a little underwhelming. Stock way up on Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd looks terrific. He's flying off the edge. He's got incredible speed. He can translate speed to power easily. He looks like a caliber of athlete the 49ers have not had at defensive end opposite Bosa, maybe ever. This guy really looks good. Talk about a guy who looks good coming flying off the edge. It's Leonard Floyd. And the only guy that's even close to him is also Yatir Gross-Matos, who's probably going to wind up – these guys are probably going to wind up sharing defensive end opposite Nick Bosa. Yatir Gross-Matos on first and second down, Leonard Floyd on obvious passing downs and third downs. Yatir Gross-Matos looks terrific. He has put it all together. And I feel like the Niners got that guy at the right time. He was very raw coming out of college, but, man, he has put it together, and he looks good in this camp. Stock down, Austin Bryant and Drake Jackson. Austin Bryant, he looks like a whole lot. He just doesn't get a lot done. Drake Jackson is just, he's been out since like week 6 of last year with a knee problem. He's still battling the knee problem. So that's the old saying, you can't make the club in the tub. Stock up on a couple defensive tackles, Shaquille Brown and Evan Anderson. I asked Nick Sorensen about the 2 young defensive tackles. He's like, they're awesome. And Brown's strength in the lower body is awesome. And Evan Anderson probably weighs about 335, 340 pounds. And he's got just amazing quickness and feet and motor. I mean, Evan Anderson moves about as well as I've ever seen anybody nearly 350 pounds move. So I'm so excited about Evan Anderson. Two guys where the stock's down, Kalia Davis and T.Y. McGill. If Shaquille Brown and Evan Anderson continue to play the way they're playing, Kalia Davis and T.Y. McGill are not going to have jobs. Anderson and Brown have penetrating ability, but strength. Kalia Davis and T.Y. McGill are one-gap penetrators, but they really don't hold up at the point of attack well. So I think Brown and Anderson are going to wind up beating out Kalia Davis and T.Y. McGill. Arrow pointing up on Jalen Graham and D. Winters. Definitely the arrow's pointing up on those guys. Arrow pointing down, Devondre Campbell and Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. Flanagan-Fowles is hurt again. Devondre Campbell just looks stiff. He's like kind of narrow in the legs. He doesn't look like he's got the greatest balance. Jalen Graham and D. Winters look better. They absolutely do. Arrow pointing up on Malik Mustafa. Arrow pointing down on Taylor Hawkins. Mustafa's made the best play thus far. The interception he had was absolutely savage. And then Taylor Hawkins, hurt his calf. And, it's another guy. He's a good football player, but a calf injury can linger. Thumbs up on Darrell Luter and Sam Womack, two young corners who are really looking good on the practice field. Thumbs down on Chase Lucas and Ambry Thomas. Thomas is just, play to play. Some plays he's consistently good. Other plays he's in the wrong spot. Chase Lucas looks really underpowered. I don't want to say he's weak, but he just doesn't look like he could play from scrimmage at all. And Luter and Womack look fantastic. So arrow up on Brock Purdy, J.P. Mason, Jacob Cowing, Braden Willis, Leonard Floyd, Yatir Gross-Matos, Shaquille Brown, Evan Anderson, Jalen Graham, D. Winters, Malik Mustafa, Darrell Luter Jr., Samuel Womack III. Every one of those guys. Arrows pointing up. Stock up. Stock down, Josh Dobbs, Isaac Correndo, Ronnie Bell, Logan Thomas, Austin Bryant, Drake Jackson, Kalia Davis, T.Y. McGill, Devondre Campbell, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, Taylor Hawkins, Ambry Thomas, and Chase Lucas. So there you go. A little, stock up, stock down. 49ers are back at it tomorrow. We'll be back out on the practice field. Still no word yet on Brandon Ayuk. I do get the sense that it's going to get done, but he hasn't been out there yet. No significant injuries to report other than Isaac Correndo went down with that hamstring injury, and it looked like it could have several-week kind of an injury. Overall, though, I would say the 49ers look really good. They look really there we go. So we were muted there for just a sec. Anyway, overall, I think the 49ers have a lot of good talent in camp. And if you said is the arrow pointing up the most on, I would say it's probably Brock Purdy on the offense. He has just looked really, really good. On the defense, who's got the arrow pointing the highest? I would say it's Malik Mustafa. Mustafa looks like a man amongst boys out there. As far as stock down, it's early, and you'd hate to say anybody's stock is too far down. But definitely Drake Jackson is down, considering, he was hurt all of last year, and to lose him. And then I would say Dobbs. A lot of people have high expectations for Dobbs, and I did too when I first heard the addition. Now, you know what? I'm convinced if the 49ers lost Brock Purdy for any period of time, they would not go to Dobbs. Or if they did, I think the season would be lost. I don't think Dobbs can win games. So that actually, to me, if you said, you know, based on what you've seen the first couple days, how do you feel about the 49ers' chances? Well, I feel overall, people say, oh, it's an old team. No, it's not. It's not an old team at all. It's a relatively young team throughout. Especially, you got a young quarterback and you've got some really young players in key positions. But I would say the thing that stood out the most is Brock Purdy is definitely better than he was last year. The run defense is still very much a question mark. And they're deeper in the secondary than they've been in a long, long time. And I'll say this too. The Niners have a ton of return guys, and I don't think they know yet how they want to handle the returning. But they're well fortified there because they got a bunch of different kinds of return men. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to Pig in a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles for being the sponsor of this video. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show. And we have one more super here. We've got this one. Put it up there. There we go. Hey, Larry, what happened to New York style Italian sausage? Nothing. Great friends of the show, just not our sponsor right now. They're doing other things sponsoring wise going forward. And so even though we're big fans of New York style Italian sausage, they're no longer a sponsor of the Krug Show. And everyone's worst nightmare says, guys, let's relax on Dobbs. He's won games while being on a crappy team. I believe Dobbs and the Niners can win if they have to. All right. We'll see. We're all rooting for Dobbs. It's not about rooting for him. We're rooting for him. It's just a matter of, do we think he can get it done? But thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to all of you guys. We're back at camp tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. The coach is going to be down there, so we won't be doing our regular live stream, but hopefully we can do something with the coach tomorrow after practice at some point. But we'll be there tomorrow. We'll do a bunch of videos. Keep supporting the Krug Show channel. Kev's putting out some great content. And thanks to all of you guys, and thanks for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.